everybody. Evening, everyone. Sorry I was a little bit late then, wasn't I? I hope everybody's okay and everybody's doing well. I am doing something that I've never done before. I'm going to make sure that I can see everybody's chat. Good evening, Miss John. How are we this evening? I hope you're happy, safe and healthy as always. Good evening, Miss Rianne. Is everybody? Hi, everybody. Evening, everyone. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Don't want the echo. Forgot to knock that one off. Good evening, Mrs. Rianne. How are we this evening? I hope everybody's happy, safe and healthy. I am doing something tonight that I've never attempted before. It's called a blackout technique. I've never done it before, but I kind of like the effect that it leaves. That was it. It's because I had the noise and I forgot to knock him off. I'm all excited. Right, let me show you what I've got on. And I will say, we're in the middle of a war zone. And I mean that in the sense of there's fireworks going off around us. So if you hear any fireworks, that'll be the reason why. So I apologize in advance if your animals are startled by the noise. Hopefully you can't hear it too much. And hopefully they are kind of settled. But anyways, let me show you what I've got on my page while I wait for everyone to come in. Right. Right, first of all, I have my little inspiration book I was calling it. I can't remember what I was calling it now, but it's ages since I've sort of picked it up, and I was going to make my own journal with the ideas that I had running through my head. So I've picked that up because tonight I'm actually going to be putting the pages for the main journal together. I think I'm going to roughly be doing about two or three signatures. I don't know about the third, but we'll see. But it'll definitely be one tonight. So I've got all the little bits and pieces that I put aside. I've dyed some paper, so I've punched that aside. Now these are some printables off Etsy, but I've done it on both sides. Now the different sort of mood board, that was it. Well done, Mrs. Rihanna. I've forgotten what I was calling it. I was calling it a mood board. What did I just call it? An inspiration board. Where did I get that from? Anyways, I printed some of these out. Now, they are not from the same journal pack, same paper pack, PDF-wise. They're from different sort of places. So I can't really tell you what shops were used and where I got them from. Because what I did the other night was I went through my entire Etsy, everything I've ordered PDF-wise. And I saved it all to my computer, so I can't tell you specifically what shop it was from. All I can tell you is that if you really want to know, I can send it to you maybe in an email. Maybe. I'll go through it and send you in an email. So I've got some of these. As I say, I double-sided them. I've got some watercolor paper, and as you can notice, there's already blue on here, but I like the effect that it's sort of giving me, so I've left that alone. And then I've got these. So again, that's on one side, but these are on two different sides. I love this paper. Upside down. It says every moment with you is so precious. And then I've got that on the other side. Sort of going for sort of like antique vintage vibe, that kind of thing. So I am literally going to put my papers together. Now I want it to be sort of roughly the same size as this, maybe a little bit bigger. And I'm going to start off folding my watercolor paper because I want that to go in. Let me fold it that way. So I don't know how many pages I'll end up with. I'm just going to fold these in half. and this will be for my main journal. This one again, I might have to rip some of this off. Yeah, they will. Only a tad though. I've got my ruler handy. I'm not going for perfection really. A little bit too big on the end. Any pieces of paper I kind of don't use, I'll reuse throughout the book. So I need to get my first page. Oh, there you go, perfect. I need to sort of get my first page under wraps in order for me to do what I want to do. I might leave that one because it's not double-sided. Fold this in half. I love this paper pack, and as I say, I can't remember where I've got it from. Oh wait, put there, and I'm going to cut it not even straight. There you go. And I'm going to cut that down the middle. And then possibly cut it by. There you go, perfect. And then these, I've got a few of these, so I'm just going to literally fold them in half, and I can use them throughout my book. And then I have my paper pad. Now, this paper pad, I've been sort of, I've been not wanting to use because it's been so nice. Good evening, Miss Julie. Hello, how are we this evening? Woo-hoo, Mrs. Julie. Mrs. Julie sells those beautiful stickers that I've been buying. My folder isn't even with me, but I've ordered some stuff from Miss Julie. She sells stickers, all different sorts. She's just done some Christmas ones. God, I've got to stop myself from buying because it's so nice. Yes, but Mrs. Julie, she's on Facebook. She's just set a YouTube channel up, I believe she told me the other day. So if you are on YouTube, please go over and just subscribe to see what she is offering. Now, is it me, right? Or do you buy something and you think, oh, that's really beautiful, and then you just don't want to use it? Well, this is one of those things, and I'm thinking I've got to use it because I can't keep hoarding stuff. I can't keep hoarding stuff, but I got to use it. And anyway, I've come to the realization if I don't use it, then it's going to be in my drawer and it's going to stay there until I'm old and grey. The sound of me ripping this book. Oh, I really don't want to use this book. But anyway, I think let's get the paper pad out of the drawer. Just give it a little cuddle now and again. Oh, I know. I was like, I want to use this. No, I don't. I want to use this. No, I don't. I want to use this. No, I don't. I'm all the way through tonight. So I'm going to cut these down to size. Good evening, Miss Lorna. How are we this evening? And then I'll cut them in and fold them in my book. So fold this one. It's got roses on one side and sort of like daisies on the other. It's absolutely stunning paper. So there's one. I've got two. I'll possibly do one more. I can't promise. Now I love this paper pad because it's got bluebells in. And if anybody knows me at all, you'll know I absolutely love bluebells. I have them I have them, they grow outside my living room window every year, and every year I do leave them grow. Every year they get bigger, but every year I let them grow, and then I either pick the ones off the floor and preserve them and put them in my crafting. But this book is like mental torture for me, and I never really understood when I first started to craft. I never really understood why people would buy books, hence this kind of book, and they would never use them. I kind of didn't get it. Oh snap, Claire, I'm also making a journal. Are you, Mrs. Cheryl? Good evening, by the way. I never understood it, and I was like, I don't understand why people would buy things and not use them. And then when I come across like the Stamperia books and these books, it was like, now I understand. Now I get it. So yes, so even though I said I was going for an antique kind of look, I do want to put these papers in. So I have, I don't know how this is going to pan out. I think I'm going to put that one there. Remember, I'm all different sizes. I think the key, I might even do some punching in a second. That might have to get, yeah. And this is all on what it feels like watercolor paper. Okay. There. I'm going to have that one for sort of my front page because I kind of like the. Let me cut this down a little bit more. And I've also got some plain papers to put in as well. Oh, yeah. As they say, that's not me setting the fireworks off. That's some silly cronk who hasn't got the message that firework night was like yesterday. Right. Pop that there. That should fit in nicely. I have, I think I'm going to go that way over there. Right, and put that down a little bit more. And I want to do this because I know, there you go, perfect. And I've got these two and these to put in. So I want to put my watercolor page in somewhere around here. And I'm going to put a watercolor page in there. As you can see, it's quite chunky now as I'm adding more pages to it. I'm doing this because I want to see where I want my page to go. So I think I'm going to stop there. I can't lift any more papers up. I can't. Right. So that is my idea book. And as you can see, it's sort of the same size. Now, I can't tell you how many pages I've got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. I've got 30 pages, which means I've got 60 in this little book alone. Now, I'm not going to sew this in tonight, only because I'll leave that for my next journal, only because I want to play about with the top page and show you what a blackout journal page is. So I'm going to pop that aside. Now my top page is this. It's on, I think it's on 150 GSM, which means it's not on kind of hard paper. And I've got these left over if I want to add, it was the cut-offs from there, if I want to add them to my page. So I'll sew this off camera. I tend to sew mine in and normally give it 3 holes. But I think with my journals, well, with this journal that I'm making, I want the twine to finish on the outside, so that when the journal's put together, you don't see where you haven't got the tails of the twine. Sometimes I like adding them in and adding a charm to it, and sometimes I look at it and think, oh, I could have done that on the back. So this one I'm going to do on the back. So I'm going to pop that to the side, and I'm going to concentrate on this page. And I'm going to open it up because we'll need it open, and I'm going to concentrate on something called a blackout journal page. Now, blackout journal page is where you take book pages. They can be any book pages. I've got a little collection here I bought off eBay. They could be picture ones. They could be just a page, an ordinary page of a book. They could be any pages you want them to be. They could have old Victorian pictures on them. They could do maps, anything, as long as it's a page. Necessarily where it's got writing on. The type of blackout page I'm doing needs to have writing on. And what you are going to create, or I'm going to create, now I've seen these on Pinterest many a times, and I keep saving them, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do them. And it wasn't until the lovely Cheryl showed me hers, and I went, well, that's what it looks like, because I've seen them on Pinterest, and I keep saving them. And I'm like, oh, that's what it looks like. That's what it's supposed to be like. So the idea of this is you take a page and you make up your own. It could be a quote, it could be a sentence, it could be, you sort of make your own sentence up. So I thought with this one, and I'm just going to read it. It says, well, Fitz, how do you feel? The leader of Study 5, Pete Anderson, smote his friend and study mate on the back with a far from the light hand. So you could take, how do you feel, as your word, highlight it, and then you could keep going down until you find the words that maybe would go on the end or beginning, and then that's how you join them together. So somewhere in this sentence, in this page of mine, I've been sort of reading it offhand, and it says a warm sun rode overhead. So I'm just gonna do some brackets with my pencil, then I'll know where to put it together. So a warm sun rode overhead of the summer. A warm sun rode overhead. Just the slightest of summer breezes. And then perhaps I would go down the page. So a warm sun rode overhead, just the slightest of summer breezes. Is his own house. Oh, like I say, I've never made these, so bear with me. So a warm sun rode overhead, just the slightest of summer breezes. That says not is, correct. So it would be, oh, here you are. A warm sun rode overhead, just the slightest of summer breezes, mingled with the deeper tones in the colors of different houses. So I've got a warm sun rode overhead, just the slightest of breezes, mingled in with deeper tones in the colours of different houses. And then perhaps I would want to do some down here. So perhaps I would go, so I'm going to just highlight. I can rub this out after. It's just that I can see a little bit better. I haven't got my glasses on. Mingled in with deeper tones. Mingled in with deeper tones in the colours of the different houses. The boys stood talking on the bank nearly an hour. So you could do this on any page. The boys stood talking on the bank nearly an hour. The boys stood talking on the bank. No, I'm not going to put nearly the hour. The boys stood talking on the bank. The company of the company of friends. The company of friends. The company of friends. So I've got a warm sun rode overhead, just the slightest of summer breezes. The deeper tones in the colours of different houses. The boys stood talking on the bank nearly an hour. The company of his friends did not come, and I'm looking for the word him. That would did not come. Ooh, did not come. Oh, come on. Company of his friends, light-heartedly as possible. The boy stood talking on the bank nearly an hour. Company of his friends, light-heartedly as possible. There you go. That would be my words. Thank you for bearing with me. Right. So it's up to you how you make those words pop. You could do some stenciling, you could do some stamping. It's totally up to you. So what I'm going to do, and what I thought would be kind of nice, is I want to make a sort of like a colour blast, so the words pop a little bit better. So what I've got is I have my stamp, and I've got, I'm going to use Tim Holtz. I'm going to use Tim Holtz, and I'm just going to wash this right down. And you could do stamps, you could doodle on it. It's up to you how you make those words pop. So I'm going to make them pop by and I've bought a stamping platform as well. There you go. So I've also got, just looking now, what can I use to put them in together? So I'm just going to go all the way around the page, and I'm not going to go over my words because I want to make sure that I'm not covering them. So you could go in between them. You could dye it out with a pen, which I've got in a second. I'm going to get it out. So I think it would make my life a little bit easier if I just dyed it out a little bit. So I've got do you remember me talking about these type of pens, and they're like watercolors? And I think to pop it out, I'm going to use the blue to pop it out. So I have, I'm going to just, now you could either colour the words in that you want to pop out, or you can go around it. And I think just because, say, warm sun, road overhead, the slightest of breezes, mingled with deeper tones in the colours of the different houses. The boys stood talking on the bank for nearly an hour. The company of his friends light-heartedly as possible. Now you could go a little bit, what am I trying to say? You could go a little bit lighter on your words, so you could just pick 3-4 words out if you wanted to. Totally up to you. I've just noticed this, the anti-focus is on, so bear with me 2 minutes, because oh, please don't do that. Bear with me 2 minutes while I sort this out. Right. That should work. Let me know if it's going in and out, and then I can sort it out. So, the picture should come back on in a second, because I'm only trying to let it stop focusing. Now, these ones I'm using are watercolor sprays, but they've got a bit of a shimmer to them. So I'm just going to go over with, and I'll probably go over the stamp one more time, but do it with a bit more colour. See, and you would fill it all in, but leave the words that you want out, and you could go a little bit darker than me if you wanted to. I've also seen people draw on top, which I think I'm going to have a go doing in a second now. Give me a minute. So you can sort of see the words. All I can see is the words. Now, to blend it out a little bit more than that, I am going to draw just fancily on top. Get my white gel pen. Right, so I'm going to carry these bricks over the words, and you'll start to see the words fade. Now you could use a different stamp, you could use or you could use absolutely anything. Whatever you've got to hand, you could use, and you don't have to go all fancy. Like I say, I've never done this before, and I'm just following my pattern of my stamp. And you can start to see it fade. And hopefully you'll see the words, not the page. And that's what they call a blackout, because you're blackening out the the actual page. Now, when Cheryl showed me hers, I must admit, hers looked a lot different than what I'm showing you. I'm just going to carry on the bricks. And then I can doodle then, and I can doodle on top of it. So you can, I hope you guys get to see what I mean by a blackout page. See, and then I'm just going to come down here a little bit with it. And then I'm going to bring my bricks just a little bit in, because I want to doodle on some of this as well. There you go, see? So it sort of hides the other words. And then if you wanted to, the other thing you could do is doodle on it. So, for example, I'm going to just draw some flowers on top. And just draw some plain flowers, nothing fancy, on top. And you could use the stamps on top of that if you wanted. You could use all sorts. And you can, I hope you guys get to see what I mean by a blackout now. You could use stamps, and obviously you would do a little bit neater than what I'm doing. Right, and you could use different stamps, you could do all sorts, whatever you wanted to do. Now, what I was thinking of doing is I've got a dark blue here, because I used dark blue for the writing, didn't I? Is got my sponge. I'm just going, now this is Tim Hope, so I know that he's going to blend it in nicely for me. And I'm just going to go up here, and I'm going to cut this down a little bit so it's not as bright. Right, and I've got my white pen. That's not working as well as I'd hoped it would. So I'm going to do a different one. Now I've done one, but on the other one I think I might do less words. I think I'll do less words. So I'm going to try it again. I'm not 100% happy with that. But I'm going to do less words this time. So instead of making up a sentence and trying to be perfect, I guess, I am going to I saw one in here that had a bird on. Would fit perfect in my book. Books of books, there it is. So I'm going to try and do it again, sort of do less colour. So block out the stuff I want. So again, I'm going to mark it up with a pencil first. So I've got best songwriters. Best songwriters everywhere. There's no best songwriters, a beautiful best songwriters everywhere. I'm looking for well loved bird. Well loved bird is one of best songwriters everywhere. I'm going to try it with just one word, 2 words this time. I'm trying to do it neat and I just need to sort of let go on how to do it. So this time I'm going to draw, I'm going to keep my picture. I'm not going to touch that at all. And I'm going to draw, let me think. I'm going to draw a daisy. So I'm just going to sketch it out first before I start painting. And I know you guys can't see this, but bear with me 2 minutes while I get my daisy into effect. There you go. So do a bit darker. And I'm going to try it with 2 words instead of trying to be neat. It's a lot harder than it looks because you've got to read, well, sort of read. I'm reading through the page. But if anybody loves the idea of journaling with a bit of a twist, I guess, then try this, honestly. Right, so I'm going to go pink and yellow. And like I say, you can use stamps, you can use absolutely anything you want to use. I'm going to bring you down so you can sort of see it. That's okay. And I'm going to just go in between. Now you could, if you are drawing it, I'm going to mix the colours in now. I haven't actually done a daisy because I don't think I have, because the petals are more rounded on a daisy. Right, there's my green. Did I have a green? Yeah, I did. So I'm just going to put in a couple of leaves. how you managed to make this look so easy, Cheryl. I don't know. And I'm going to leave those two words there, but this time I'm going to do a little leaf. I'm not going to go anywhere near the word. So when I colour it in, you should see the leaf. Now I've got, I'm going to use a little bit of water on this one. I think I like this one more. Right. Drag some water. Now this is not watercolour paper, so it might drag the ink. Which it is doing. But I kind of like the messy look. I'm going to turn it into something in a minute. So bear with me 2 minutes because I'm going to get my pencils out. And like I say, I'm not going to touch those words. And I'm going to go in with my watercolor pencils. And because I've done that in a pinky tone, I'm just going to darken it up. Light would be there, so it would be casting you. Just trying to think where the light would be. And I'm going to make these a little bit darker. So you can sort of see what I mean. When you begin to use, like I say, you could use stamps. You could use absolutely anything. I'm just going to add a touch of yellow. And then you can sort of see what I mean now about the fact that when you add a picture on top of words, especially on a page, I think I did this once. I think it was for Sue or for Andrew. I can't remember. It was for one of you. And it was on top of a page. And I can't remember who I did it for. But I remember you guys doing a video. It was someone. And it was a video that I had created, that they had created, and they had sort of said in the video how they loved the effect of me drawing on a page. But back then I didn't even know what a blackout page was. I'm going to put some detail in a second, so I'm going to do the same to this. There. And then this one, like I say, I'm not going to go over the words. I'm just roughly doing this because I wasn't happy with the first one I did. So it's great to have some normality with Colette doing her lives again. You hear it from all the lovely ladies. Oh, Miss Paisley, that's so sweet of you. I know I was off for a while. What has everybody been making anyway? Because I know I was off YouTube for a while. And I kind of missed it because every time I was wanting to go live, I kind of didn't. And then I don't know, I missed all the interaction, because we do have interaction on the lives. As I gabber on and talk on, we do have interaction. So I'm just going to put a little bit of dark where the light is. Now, it's at this point where I'm thinking, how am I going to... I'm just going to colour that in. I'm going to put a few dots in now. How am I going to make those words stand out? Because colouring them in on that page that I just did... I put the wrong lid. Yeah, you have. Colouring them in, yes, they stood out, but I don't think they stood out enough. And I don't want to spoil it. So I'm just going... Just put a little bit in the daisy, and then very gently now outline this. And I might put another leaf there. I know I'm quiet, but bear with me 2 minutes. I can feel myself going quiet. It's the concentration. I read some comments out now. How is everybody how is everybody managing with lockdown in England? Because I know you guys, we're coming out of lockdown next week. Is everybody over USA? You all under lockdown? I just wondered whether you were. Oh, I got some news. Chris has let me loose, which is really dangerous. Yeah, he's let me loose, and I'm allowed to do a memorial. No, not Muriel. Muriel on the bedroom, on the wardrobe doors. So I'm thinking it would be nice if I filmed it. Then you guys will see what I'm sort of up to that way. And I'm thinking it would be nice to see sort of the stages to it. So I'm just going to make these leaves under here a little bit darker. Because they would be naturally dark. Because they'd be under the flower. And then these green, I am just going to make little leaves off them. And there. And again, if you don't want anywhere near my words, there. And then just going to draw a little one there, and I'm going to go up but miss that word completely and come back down. So I've got that so far. Now I like that one more than I do this one. Now, how do I pop those colours out? I don't want to put a colour over any more over the words. So I think it's going to have to be sort of something red, I think, maybe perhaps go over. Or I got an idea. Right. I'm going to do dark green, and I need a brown space. And what I'm going to do is, where there's a gap, I'm just going to colour in the background. And I'm going to keep going over the words, but I'm not going to go over the words that I've left. And that's how I'm going to do it, I think. So, best songwriters, best songsters is familiar everywhere. So I'm not going to colour in. You could go darker, you could press darker. There's no reason to say you can't. Because you sort of want to black the words out from behind to make the words that you've picked out to pop. Yeah, I like this one better than the one I've just done. Do you all do something like that and you think, nah, I don't actually love that? So I'm going to go best songwriters is familiar everywhere. And I'm going to go a little bit darker to make sure I can't see my words. So I've left them blank. And you would do the same thing. Yeah. Just colour in. I'm going to stop now in a second and read the comments. Because I've just noticed I haven't even looked up. Right. Would love to see the memorial. I need to stop calling it that. Memorial. Yeah. Would love to see that. Memorial. Where the heck am I getting that from? No, well, that's what I was thinking. I know what colours I've done here. I've actually got the colours mixed for the thing I want to do. And it's going to be sort of like dark blue. Maybe lighter than that. Let me show you sort of with pencils. Sort of that colour. And that colour is sort of like a two-tone dark blues in the backs with white flowers over the top with like a obviously like a brown branch. I'll definitely show you as I'm going along. I put the first coat of, because you've got to put sort of white paint on the top first, and then I can go ahead then and paint it. But I was either thinking of either doing like pictures and just loading them up in the group, or I was thinking of filming it, but sort of I think one spot's going to be like an hour's long, so I was thinking about fast forwarding it and uploading it maybe like, I know, every couple of days you'd see like different steps of it done. That's what I was thinking of doing. But yeah, a mural, not memorial. Not memorial. Hello, Miss Glenda, I didn't see you come in. I will pop over and take a look after. I've just uploaded a video with 20 and 21 play and make challenge project shares. Been trying to film it all night and kept getting disturbed. I don't edit my videos. Play and make challenge. I don't edit my videos. I say that actually first. I do if there's like, if I'm doing something that's like, for example, the other day I did something that was, once I finished filming, it was an hour's long. And I thought nobody's going to sit there an hour and watch me do the same thing. So I will edit it that way. But if I'm doing something similar, then I won't bother. So as you can see, you can do it two different ways. I think I kind of like the colour I did all the way around for this. but I think I did the wrong colour to pop the words out. Or you could either draw and doodle, or you could use your stamps and leave the words blank so they pop. Either or, that is what they call a blackout journal page. Now, how do you go about adding it into your journal? I'll show you how I would add it, give you some inspiration. Oh, I see. Crafting shed. Oh, I see what you mean now. See what you mean. Right, I'm going to push all this aside if I can. Sort all that out later. And this is my, where's my page gone? This is my page. So I'll sew all this after. And I'm gonna make this. I want this to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to use my trusted ruler. And I'm glad I took the time on maybe another one. And I'm going to snip the bottom off. I'm going to snip the sides off so it becomes a little bit smaller to manage. So I've got that. And I want to pop it. I think I'm going to pop it straight on here. Don't see why. I think if I did that, it would be covering it up. I think I'm going to pop it straight on here. So let me move that out of the way. Now I've got some of these that were sort of left over from when I printed it out. And I think I'm going to just, where's my, now you can use absolutely anything now to decorate your page with. But as I am going to go sort of antique, but I kind of like the idea of adding a bit of colour in there too. And I'm just going to cut this gently. So you guys, so Lorna's doing her play and make. Now, what is everybody else up to? Cheryl's making a journal. I'm going to pop that there. I've got some fabrics and stuff here. So I've got a little bit of this. Yeah. Just going to add a touch of this, but I'm going to ravel it up a little bit. Set it through my machine. I don't want too much lace, I just want enough so it covers halfway down. Bear with me 2 minutes while I sew this. Oh, I had to unravel. Wait a minute. Let me show you. Why am I trying to... Tell me if you can see the machine. So, as you can see, I am a messy crafter. I've got everything around me when I craft. I'm just one of those crafters who just, I don't know, I kind of like everything around me when I craft. When I tidy it up, I've got no inspiration. I just can't craft for the life of me. So I've got that, oh, I've got that there. Now I'm going to go in, I've got a little bit of, kind of like this. Now this one says, the fragrance of a rose makes you a happy feeling. And I like the idea of that possibly being on the back. So you'll sort of see, or maybe would that not be too much? No, that's not right. I love playing about with fabrics and seeing how I can add it to my pages. Oh, I know what I can do. I'm going to cut it here and I'm going to make a fabric flip. Oh, there. So I'm not going to do it on this page. I'm going to do it on, this is going to be stuck. That's going to be stuck there. So I need to decorate my fabric flip now. I'm around this mess of mine. I know I've got, there they are. Let me know if you can't see. I know I've got like little, they're sort of like little samples. And I think I'm going to do it like that. That's the idea. But I've got a softer one than that somewhere. You say somewhere. It's around here somewhere. Have I not got it? Watch, I'll come off live and I'll find it straight away. There you go. What about that? That's not. I want it to have a little bit of depth, so that's why I'm sort of playing about with where I want things to go. I'm going to fold that over and sit it just, and because my words are under here, you'd have to flip it up to see it. And I'm going to sit that there. It's too thick. Oh, I've just had a nice hole. Ooh. I'm going to cut just the yellow off this. There we go. And I'm just going to add it. I'm going to add it because I want to have this as a flip. I don't know whether to add it up the top. Wait for it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bend this page over and I'm just going to sew that straight down. And that will flip up, hopefully it'll flip up. And then that way I've got genuine space. I've got a little hidden pocket here. And I've got a hidden pocket, sort of genuine space on the top. So I sew this. And then I can glue it to my page. And I get my photos to make things like this from junk mail. Find a use for them. I'm making an advent calendar gifts too. Are you, sweetheart? Right, let me unhook you so you can sort of see properly what I'm doing. Are you enjoying it? Sounds fun. An advent calendar. What did I see making an advent box? Oh, I know. Teresa made one. Who is Carbon Crafter. She made, I've turned the camera around so it's easier for you guys to see. She made a advent calendar box. It was amazing how she did that. Where do I put? Oh, it's there. So I've got that little piece I can flip up. I've got that piece I've just done. and I'm gonna pop that there. But I've also got this that I kind of like the look of. So I'm going to pop some. Now I haven't used this at all. Here you are. This is one of my newest books. There we go. Pop that there. That there. There. And then I'm going to try and see if I can do something on this side. Look at this. Because I like the idea of it being on different levels so you can sort of see it. So I'm going to pop that there. Oh. Yes, it was nice. I watched her make. Yeah, it was beautiful what she made. I watched that all the way through and I was like, how clever is that to make one of them? Because I would never make that. She's so clever with things like that. This is the book I'm looking at. Let me show you. I bought a die cut block. They either called die cut books or die cut blocks, and I bought mine off eBay. And this is what came, and you've got all different kinds of punches, and I love using things like this because I just think it gives them sort of a nice effect, especially when you're making things like this. Like you'll see something and you can punch it out and just use it. And I'm going to pop that there. So I did fill this up because the other night when I did the live, I didn't fill this up at all. Make sure that it works. And I'm going to pop a little bit of glue there, and I'm going to just pop it sort of off and on the page, right? And I'm going to pop this on the page as if it's coming off. I want to see how far this comes down. It needs to be stuck there. So you could either make a pocket, which means me gluing like two sides, or I kind of like the idea of gluing it completely flat so I've got another surface to write on. So I'm going to glue, and I've just remembered what I've got. Oh, I know I haven't stuck. So it's sort of there. And then I haven't stuck, which is the most important thing of my life at the minute. I'm going to go with this one, I think. It's the nicest one I got. I haven't stuck tacky tape. So I'm going to pop that just there. And I'm going to pop a little bit on the side. Now, I probably will play about with this a little bit more, I suspect, off camera. It's just to give you guys an idea of what I'm doing, really. And then that would go there. And then you'd flip up and you'd got your words Now, like I say, you could either colour it totally in like I've done, or you could just pick the words out that you want and use them. Now, because I've got a sort of a brown butterfly, and I know I'm making it vintage, it's supposed to be, but I don't want it to be totally covered. So yeah, that seems nice there. So I'm going to stick that down to the butterfly, and then that would be my page. Pop that, jump it down. Now, because I want this to flip up, I am. Shall I sew it or shall I glue it? I think I'm going to sew it because the page is quite thin. So bear with me while I do this quickly, because I want to show you what I mean. Like I say, I've never created one of these pages before, and hopefully I've done it so that you guys are inspired. I mean, there's loads of different pages, different ideas on Pinterest on how to do these type of pages, and I just think it's really nice to create the page but make it slightly different. So that would go on the front of my book like so, and I've got words that Cheryl gave me, but I've got all that space to write on and play with. Now, one more thing before I go. Like I say, I know I've been quiet and I've been sort of yapping to myself. I know I have, but hopefully it gives you a little bit of an inspiration as to what I'm trying to achieve. Let's put it that way. No, that doesn't go. I think I'm going to leave it. So I was going to put that over there, but I think if I did that, it would spoil it unless I folded this over. See, ideas when you're making a journal, it does come to you. Yeah, I could fold it over. I could do, where is that one that I did? I could do this. I could do this and make a little booklet on the front, and that would be good. Yeah, I might do that because I kind of like the idea of that. So you've got your page, whatever you wanted to put on your book, and then I've got my pages to play with. Now I will be sewing this together, and next time you see it, it'll be all sewn. But that's what they would call. That there is what they would call a blackout. Where's the other one gone? This one, I've never done them before, so what I would do different is I'd use the colour all the way around because I kind of like the idea of the colour, but maybe I wouldn't put the words in blue. Maybe I would leave the words as they were, not go over them, but just have the colour pop the words rather than me put the colour on the words to pop. So I like that idea. I think it's gonna go sort of in this book, because this book's all about putting ideas in so I can add them in here. So I'm gonna fold this over, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't work out. At the end of the day, that's what your page is for. I'm gonna fold it over and I'm gonna pop. I'm gonna pop it that way, I think. Should I pop it that way or that way? I'm going to pop it there, and I've got some of that tacky tape, washi tape, whatever it's called, and I'm just going to go over the top in the middle, you go. And then I'm gonna make sure that I've so even though that didn't work out, and I'll probably straighten that up because it's driving me nuts. Even though that this didn't work out as I planned and I'd hoped it would be, I'm not gonna add it in my book, because I think by not adding it in the book, I'm pretending that I've never done it. And I think as crafters, we sort of learn to grow. And I think things like a sort of think, oh, I don't really like that, I kind of keep them to the side of me with things like that, and I kind of, okay, I didn't like that, but what did I like about it? What was the thing that I really loved about it? With this, I loved the way I did the stamp and carried it on in the middle. I loved the way I did the colour, absolutely loved that. And then you can go on to the things that you didn't like before it. So the things that you did like, what did you like? What did spark your imagination? What did get your inspiration going? And like I say, for me, it was about the colour. And I think that is what I've brought onto this page, is the colour. I like the colour aspect of it. And the colour, I wanted to add colour, but I didn't know how to. So it's the first time I've ever made one. I think I'd probably do another one, because I kind of liked picking the words out, even though I was a little bit slow picking them out. But I did like picking the words out and making my own collage, my own piece out of a blank piece of page. And pages you can pick up off old books, you can pick them off eBay, you can pick them off anywhere, and create something really nice out of them. So have a go. Don't let it throw you off, because I was a bit like stumbly. Have a go. Let me know how you get off. Even if when you do it, you think, oh, I don't really like that. Try and when you look at it, think, if you do it and you think, I don't like it, I really don't like it, I don't like the idea, I don't like what I've done, I don't like it. Have a think what you've liked about it before you throw it in the bin. Have a really good think about what did you like about it. Was it the stamp you used? Was it the colours you chose? Was it the way you put the colour on? What did you like about it? What did you like about it first before you throw it in the bin? And make a note. You don't necessarily have to keep it. I tend to keep hold of mine because I kind of like them for backgrounds, even though this would be a background to a page perhaps. So have a think, what did you like about it before you throw it in the bin? There's the challenge. So thank you for sticking with me tonight. Like I say, I was a bit snumbly, and I must admit I was talking to myself most of the live, because I was so engrossed as what I was doing. But I really do hope you've really enjoyed. And like I say, I kind of like the colour aspect of what I've done. So have a go. There's loads of ideas on Pinterest. I've seen people actually do a full drawing on them. I've seen people use the colour. I've seen people stamp out the other words. So like you can get one of those stamps before you shred paperwork. You can get stamps to go over your address and you don't see your address. Well, you can stamp over the words where you don't see the other words. So you could do that. But it's how you pick your materials up and use it. So have a go. Now I'm going to read some comments. That's beautiful. Thank you, Miss Jan. Thank you, Lorna. Thank you, Miss Glenda. Thank you, Cheryl. I don't know how you did yours, the way you did it, but it was amazing. Yeah, I definitely watched the advent calendar. I thought it was amazing the way she did it. She was so clever on what she did. I'm just going to read some comments. The mural, I'm okay with lockdown. Can't say, like I tell my kids, don't ask questions this time of year. Now that's just a spoil sport. That's just a spoiled sport. You guys, Miss Jan and Miss Rin, you've got to tell me what you're making. As a rule, I can't be in the dark with these things. Looks super cute. Love the idea. Great inspiration. Thank you, Miss Daisy. Thank you to everybody who joined in tonight's live, who commented, who watched this evening. I do appreciate it. As always, I will let you know if I don't go live next week by the sort of interaction I've got on YouTube. And yes, please, stay in touch with me. Please stay safe wherever you are in the world. Please stay safe. And I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Firework is off. And I must admit the silly twonk who thought it was firework night tonight has got the idea that it's not a firework. It was last night, so we've stopped with the fireworks. So I hope you guys over in America are all doing okay as well. And I will speak to you all in my next video or in my next live. If you're not part of my group is on Facebook. Tonight is the only night I didn't link it below, but if you're not part of it, it's called Country Creational Swaps, and you're more than welcome just to come along and just to watch what everybody else is doing. Even though we are a swap group, there's different things that go on all the time. We have challenges, we have different things going on all the time. So even if you think, oh, I don't really want to do a swap, you can still sit and get inspiration off other people. So I will love and leave you all. Please let me know if you give this a go. And thank you all for staying with me. Take care. Have a lovely rest of the evening, wherever you are, whatever you were doing, and stay safe most of all. And I will speak to you all, like say, in my next live or my next video. Bye for now, ladies. Bye. Good night, ladies. Bye.